the call of the North Island Kiwi. In New Zealand, on the 1st of May 2011, a very special event occurred at a bird sanctuary not far from where I live. The bird sanctuary's been going for a long time, and they breed kiwi and other New Zealand native birds that are close to extinction. But on this particular day, a kiwi chick was born that was actually white. Now, it wasn't an albino, it was actually white. Its parents were both brown kiwi, but apparently they had a recessive white feather gene between them, and that is how this little kiwi was produced. It was absolutely amazing for everyone involved. The whole country was really excited about it because it was the first known white kiwi to ever be born, and the fact that it was born in captivity was even more incredible. If it had been born in the wild, it might have been missed or it might have been killed. Kiwi can't fly, and they come out at night. They're nocturnal, they feed at night time. And a lot of the animals that have been introduced into New Zealand, stoats and rats and so forth, attack them. Feral cats and dogs have been known to kill them as well. So they are very much a protected species. And the fact that we are called Kiwis, and New Zealanders are called Kiwis, just shows you how special they are to us. But this little chick that was born was named Manakora, which is a Maori, a native name, which means of chiefly status. So she was very, very special, and the local iwi or tribe in the area that she was born considered her to be a blessing. So yeah, and the photos that I'm showing of her when she was first born, so it was very, very special for us all. They had a bit of an incident with her when she was growing up. She became very sick, and they rushed her to Wellington Zoo, and they found out that she had ingested some stones, and it was a bit of touch and go there for a wee while, but she survived. Since she was born, there have been another 4 white kiwi chicks, 2 just in the last year, that have been born, I assume, to the same parents. Sorry, I should have had that information for you. But yeah, so there are actually 5 of them now, which is incredible. Manakora is actually on show at the bird sanctuary, Pukaha it's called, and it's at Mount Bruce, which is in the Wairarapa. Because they're nocturnal, obviously they come out at night, so the special aviary that they have set up for her is indoors and has false lighting in it, so that the visitors can actually go and see her during the daytime, which will be her nighttime, and the keepers and that put grubs and things hidden around the place and so forth, so she wanders around. She has a boyfriend in there that they're hoping she will breed with, although she's rather bossy to him. And the time that I went to watch them, she was yes, she was being quite nasty to him, being a bossy Kiwi chick. But yeah, she's pretty incredible. The first time I actually got to see her, I didn't see her for the first few years. You know how it is when you live in a place, you never seem to go and see the local attractions. But the first time I saw her was actually on my 50th birthday, and I thought that was a pretty special birthday present to have. It was something that I will always cherish and always remember, and it was so exhilarating. Yeah, almost got ASMR tingles, just the whole excitement of seeing her, and it was just massive. Yeah, so that was pretty special. In the town that I live, they have an attraction of a large Kiwi statue, and a lot of people, visitors and that, to the town, and tourists stop and get their picture taken with this Kiwi. And I actually approached the local community board. They had been thinking about it, I think, anyway. It wasn't totally my idea, but I sort of pushed the envelope a little bit more with them to actually get the colour of the Kiwi in our town changed from brown to white, because of the white Kiwis, the fact that there was more than one born at the time that I made that suggestion to them, and it looked like they were here to stay. I thought that was pretty special. There's a few towns throughout New Zealand that have Kiwi as a statuette or so forth in their towns, but we're the only ones with white Kiwis, so that's pretty special to have. Kiwi, as I say, are a protected species. They just about got wiped out with all the people and animals that were introduced into New Zealand. So, and traps like traps for possums and that, they get their feet caught in as well, and yeah, so they've had a pretty bad run, the old Kiwi. But with establishments like Pukaha, which is a government-run bird sanctuary, wildlife sanctuary, they are in protected areas and that, and roaming up through the bush in a predator-free area. So hence they're breeding well, and as they breed, they get shipped out and put back into naturalised New Zealand again. So maybe we will have a lot of Kiwi running around again. Who knows? We're hoping so anyway. Yeah, so that little picture there is of one of the other ones, I think, that was born in this last year. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. They've got some wonderful photos. All these photos are taken by the Bird Sanctuary, by the way. I actually contacted them to make sure that it was alright to use this for you all. And might I say too that it was actually, I'm going to say his name wrong, one of the other ASMRs, Telegro Delero. I'm sorry, but I will put his user his channel name down in the description below. Another really interesting and unique ASMR artist. He does some amazing videos, and he's given me a shout out on his channel too, which was really nice of him a while ago. So yeah, I'd like to make note that it was actually his suggestion that I make this video for you all. Yeah, so Manakora is, as I say, pretty incredible. It'll be interesting to see what happens if she does mate with this other brown Kiwi, as to whether the gene carries on and she has white chicks. Will be pretty amazing. And coming up shortly is another photo of a white Kiwi with a brown Kiwi, so you can see they're quite distinctively different. The brown Kiwi has flecks. That's a North Island brown Kiwi. There are different breeds of Kiwi. There is the South Island spotted Kiwi, I think there is a few different breeds, but yeah, they all make a lot of noise at night time. I think that's another reason that the predators are attracted to them, because they're very vocal. As you could tell from that sound at the beginning, I just only played a little bit of it, because if I played the whole thing you probably would have been definitely not going to sleep anyway. They're very, very vocal. Mind you, us Kiwis are usually vocal. I have a hard time trying to keep my voice down at times. Yeah, so what else to tell you about the kiwi? I'm just doing this off the cuff, folks. I haven't put too much information down. As you know, it was quite funny. I suppose the kiwi fruit probably got named kiwi fruit because, as you see, the brown kiwi is brown, like a kiwi fruit is brown and fuzzy. And the kiwi fruit is actually a Chinese gooseberry originally, they were quite small in size, and I don't know how they made them into the big fruit that they are today, but obviously they crossed them somehow and got the fruit that they are. But yeah, just give you some idea, that's probably why they named them kiwi fruit, was because of the fuzzy brown look that they have, that the kiwi have. But aren't they absolutely gorgeous? I love the photos of kiwi, they're just so incredible. Kiwi, I think I said this on one of my other videos, but kiwi are the only bird are known to have their nostrils at the end of their beaks, and the reason for this is so that they can sniff out grubs in the undergrowth and so forth. New Zealand woodlands, we call it bush here, is quite substantially different from Northern Hemisphere forests and so forth. You have a lot of pine as far as evergreens go up in the Northern Hemisphere, whereas down here our bush areas, most of our trees are evergreen. There is very few native trees that aren't. The kowhai, which has beautiful yellow flowers in spring and attracts all the nectar-eating birds like tui and bellbirds, which make beautiful sounds. They lose their leaves in winter, but most of New Zealand stays completely in bush, stays completely and utterly green over winter. A lot of ferns and a lot of epiphytes, little things that grow, little foliage that grows up on trees and so forth. It's pretty amazing, our bush. We're very lucky. This photo here is of Manakora in her aviary that she has a special. It's indoors with big glass windows all around, and you can look in on her and watch her wandering around and digging around in the undergrowth and so forth for bugs and so forth that the keepers put in there for her to keep her entertained and fed. So it's pretty unique. They've got very, very strong feet, probably even stronger than, well, they would be stronger than chickens' feet, I think. They're very muscular, as you can see there. The back leg is very muscular, to get around, and I think they do quite a bit of travelling during the night in their search for food. They're pretty amazing creatures, they really are. So I think that's probably all I can say about the kiwi. I'm trying to think what else I could possibly say. Sorry, as I say, this is completely and utterly off the cuff, but I just wanted, well, should I say, Tiara Dagler wanted you to know more about this particular bird, only because they're the only ones in the world, the white kiwi, and so they're pretty incredible. This last one here is my husband's little artistic sculpture in the snow. We get very little snow here. We were lucky if it snows like this probably once every 4 or 5 years, and then it's melted within a day. We don't get a lot of snow here where we live, but we decided to do that for Manakora. He did that, and I knitted the little hat which actually says Manakora on it, and my effort of trying to do a little kiwi, white kiwi, just off the cuff when I was knitting. So yeah, nice little warm clap. I don't even know where that hat is at the moment, but we're very, very proud Kiwi New Zealanders, and just wanted to do that as something to do. And lastly I want to do a shout out to Pukuha Mount Bruce, because they do a massively wonderful job. They protect tuatara, which is the oldest known reptile in the world, which is New Zealand native as well, and all different native birds that they are breeding. They've got breeding programs for, to try and get them back into the wild. We have kaka, which is a brown parrot flying through and around our area that come from Mount Bruce now. So yeah, that's it folks. I hope you enjoyed it.